Good morning or good afternoon. Today we have got the new to me KRX 1000 in the shop, and this is the first video of the modifications that I'm going to be performing. I've got the Jeep parked on that side. You know about that story, so that's on hold for a bit. And we're going to start. The first modification I'm going to do is I'm removing the shocks and taking them to D3 OffRoad customization. He is located just outside of Kincardine, Ontario. It's a 5.5 hour drive for me. I'm going in 2 days, leaving here at 3 in the morning, bringing him the shocks. He's going to rebuild them according to the specs on his machine, and then I'm going to pick them up at 5 o'clock that night and come home the same night. So it's going to be about an 18-hour day for me, which is fine. I don't want to pay to ship them because it's probably going to cost just as much, and risking damage or poor packaging. So right now we're going to be taking these off yeah, get them ready for the trip in 2 days to D3. The reason I chose D3, he was one of the few YouTubers that didn't recommend, those helper springs to raise the unit back up. I measured this front and back. It's exactly 13 inches at the front, 13 inches at the back. And I know they're supposed to be about 14 and a half. So I know this one has sagged. It's got 3,000 kilometers on it, 1,800 miles. So the settling has been done. So I want, watching his videos of his machine and his wife's machine, I prefer for watching the videos on the way his is set up. More loosey-goosey, and ride comfort is priority. I won't be jumping this thing, obviously. I'm too old for that. But yeah, I want the best ride comfort that you can get. And I know changing the springs to heavier springs is going to maybe stop the sag, but it's not going to make it ride any better. So that was my decision and why I based it on. There are local guys that rebuild these shocks, but I'd rather take it somewhere where the guy has this machine and knows what to do. There's no trial and error, it's done. Anyways, so yeah, watch me now. Well, I'm going to shut the camera off because it's too long and boring to watch me take shocks off, but I will get back to you once I got them off. All right, that literally took me 20 minutes. It was the easiest shock removal I've probably ever done. I gave myself 3 hours, figuring I'd run into something that's kooky, but so yes, the shocks are out. Literally just fully extend the bike and the shocks come right out, fully lift off the ground. This back here, I didn't want to let it sit on the ground, so I got safety stands underneath there to hold it up. And the front, I'll just leave the jack on. But here you go, there's the fronts, there's the rears. Anyways, now, 2 days from now, we're off to D3 customization to get those shocks rebuilt. All right. Good morning. So it's 2:45 in the morning a.m. and I'm just on my way to D3 fabricating with my shocks to get them set up. So yeah, price to pay. 2:30 in the morning. He's 5.5 hours away from my place. So we'll drive down there and drop him off and wait around town for 6, 7, 8 hours and then pick him up, come home tonight. But anyways, yeah, I just thought I'd show that there. And hang on one second. Anyways, we'll talk to you later. All right, here we are at D3 OffRoad. Steve has just worked on my KRX shocks, and I'm just going to have him go over what he did to tune them and set them up so that it's the best that they can be.
Thanks, Jason, for stopping by today. You brought your KRX shocks in for a full service. I think these had around 3,000 K or something, you said. So they were due, they needed a service. So we went through, opened everything up. One of the clickers had been plunged in and was leaking a bit because it was low on nitrogen. So now we got the upgraded nitrogen caps on the reservoir. We also upgraded the piston inside to the billet piston, got rid of the plastic one in the factory because these are LSC shocks, they have plastic internals. So everything got upgraded, new stickers, and custom tune inside. He didn't want to go too spicy on the tune with a lot of body roll really loose, so we just did a nice mild trail tune on these, running factory springs, factory setup, So looking forward to hearing your feedback and putting some miles on these and getting out there and riding.
Yeah, all right. We'll continue the video at my shop where I will install them and then wrap it up with a test drive, and we will see. We were originally at 13 inches of height on the front and the rear, so we should come back up to the factory height, and that is without new...
Without springs.
Yes, because
factory springs.
that is not the issue on these.
Put 200 psi nitrogen in these.
200 we went?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but yeah, that's stock anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, so next video will be me back at the shop, putting these back on and taking it for a test drive. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so it's the next day. I'm home. I'm dirty. And got the shocks reinstalled back in the machine. And just took it for a little spin around the property for a second, just to get it to settle. And now I'm going to take the measurements on what we are for height. We were 13, both front and back, matching. So let's see what we're at now with just the shock build to see what it did as far as what spring sag. All right. Okay, so it brought the front up 1 inch. We're at 14. Just at the fold there, but yeah, if you straighten that out, it'd be 14. So we gained an inch in the front. All right, at the back, I'm gonna call it 14 1/4. Just to straighten that fold out, you got 14 1/4 on the back. And like I said, I've just driven this a couple of kilometers, so it's done all the settling. It's gonna settle like from full extension. Anyways, yeah, 14 1/4. So we gained 1.5 inches on the back and 1 inch on the front. So that just about does it for this video. Maybe I'll do a little quick drive of it. I've got a camera I can set up at a corner, go around a corner so you can see it. But just that little bit I just drove, it feels great. It leans more than it used to, but not completely controllable. So I'm pretty happy with the setting. That was Steve's, not quite as loose as his machine, but not as stiff as his wife's machine. So I think I hit it perfect. Anyways, let's set you up, and I'll take a spin right by the camera. So there you go. I'm no pro rally driver, but I can go a lot faster than that. I just didn't want to crash on the first day of doing something stupid. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the shock rebuild at D3, and then we'll get to the next modification. I've got the signal kit and the horn kit to install yet, so I'll do that next. And I've also got his Steve's D3 skid plate for the back. To install on that video too. So we'll do the mods as we go. All right, talk to you later.